Plant all the way through that. Hey, it's Robert here. Another video for you. So, friends of mine are getting eloped later this week. Their wedding was supposed to be in early August, but they had to postpone it due to the pandemic. And they still wanted to honor their marriage license and all of that stuff. So they are going up to open space to elope, basically, legally elope. And they wanted music still, and I had originally agreed to play at their wedding. So we were trying to figure out how I could have music at their small ceremony while they were doing this on their own. So we talked about it, and I said I would just record the couple pieces I was going to do. One of them is Puahone, which is a traditional Hawaiian tune. I'll do a separate video for that one, as I took the arrangement that my friend and kind of Hawaiian mentor, Alan, provided to us with the lyrics, and I made a simple chord melody out of it for a ukulele. So, like I said, separate video. The other one, and the reason I have my cello out, is Pachelbel's Canon. So, I have an arrangement of Pachelbel's Canon by Rodney Farrar. I am waiting to hear back from him on whether he has it licensed or listed someplace where you can purchase it, or whether he's okay with me just sharing the handwritten copy that I have. But it's arranged for cello quartet, so 3 cellos and a double bass. The double bass player is stuck playing that continuo all the way through. And then 3 cellos. So, quick theory thing, or music form and analysis. If you are not familiar with what a canon is, C-A-N-O-N, canon, it is a round, like Frere Jacques, or Three Blind Mice, or Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Pachelbel's Canon is one of the most popular canons. So, the way a canon works is like row, row, row your boat, row, row, row your boat. As soon as the first person gets to that point, a second person starts at the beginning. So the first person continues gently down the stream while the first person's row, row, row your boat. Okay? And you can do that. You can have 3-part, 4-part canons, all sorts of things like that. So Pachelbel's Canon is the same thing. It starts with this. And it's every 2 measures. So the next person would start on that F sharp while the first person continues on. Third person starts way up here. The second person's here now. Third person. So on and so forth all the way to the end. And then you just have that continuo, that ostinato on the bottom to basically keep all of it together. So you might be asking, how during a pandemic do I record Pachelbel's Canon, arranged for cello quartet by myself? So, I thought about it. I've been thinking about this for a while. I thought about, could I do it live? Is there a way that I could use a loop pedal? No. A loop pedal would work for the ostinato and then play over top of it. But you can't loop a 7-minute long Canon. So I thought, well, maybe I could borrow someone's delay pedal and just set up a 2-measure delay. And then still loop. So now I'm talking about looping the ostinato and some sort of either analog or digital delay pedal that will let me delay something that long and figure out how many times it repeats, that delay repeats, and I would want it to do it twice. So it gets more complex than I want to do, and the end goal is to have it recorded. So I ended up using Soundtrap. This is a website. It is an online DAW. All right. I have my Chromebook that I use for online lessons, social media marketing, all the other stuff that I do. Running Audacity in Linux, it just doesn't work yet. So I used my Blue Yeti microphone in the Soundtrap. Here's how I did it. Because it's a Canon, I only had to record the cello part once. So I have the studio open here, and you can see there's 4 tracks, okay? And I'll leave a link to this so you can take a look at it, as well as the SoundCloud link if you just want to listen to it once. So this bright orange one at the very top, that's that cello track at the very beginning. And I did do some fade in the very beginning for that one because I recorded the first 2 measures and it's silence, so I just faded that in. Then those 2 purple ones, see how they're shifted? Those are the 2 copies. So I duplicated it, shifted it 2 measures, and then duplicated and shifted it again 2 measures. Near the very end, I did cut it off and fade everything out. That bottom one, I recorded last, and that is the ostinato, except I opted not to use bass or cello. What I did the chords. So I'm going to play a little bit of this, and just enough. So here we go. Let's start the beginning, huh? So I used ukulele for the chords, and I'll show you those chords. I'm happy to do that. Here's the first cello entrance. Remember, this is a slow 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Second entrance. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2. Third entrance is coming up. So you'll start to hear the first have some 8th notes. All right. Now, a couple tips to doing this. First, I don't claim to be an expert in Soundtrap. This is literally the first time I've used it for anything outside of just kind of poking around. Incredibly intuitive. So if you're on a Chromebook, Soundtrap's amazing. If you have a USB mic, even better, because you're just going to get a better sound sample into the digital audio workstation. So yeah, the recording part, duplicating, shifting, doing the fade-ins, checking volumes, it's impossible to hear with me just playing from my computer speaker into a mic, but I did pan the first cello, second cello, and third cello to the left, center, to the right, and then I kept the ukulele right in the center. So it gives you a little bit of panning and stereo frequencies there. But all of that took me about an hour. And it honestly took me longer to play through the cello part that first time. So, like I said, I'll leave links to Soundtrap, that session, down below. Check it out. It's not perfect. There are some little mistakes here and there. But it is perfect for what it needs to do. I promised I would show you these U chords, so let me do that real quick. Alright, so Pachelbel's Canon in D. So it's going to start with a D chord. I use this one. It's a bar all the way, that one. Then it goes down to an A major. I opt to use this guy in kind of second position. B minor. F sharp minor, so it's like a G7 shape across the strings. G major, easy one. D. G again. Back to A. And it repeats all the way through the song. B minor, F sharp minor, G major, D major, G major, A major. And you can absolutely use that one, regular first like open position, A major. If you add fourth fret, that's a high C sharp. Either way works, right? So, final tips with any kind of project like this. Metronome is your friend. Soundtrap does have a metronome click track feature. It is right at the bottom here. So just the very bottom, you'll see I have it set to 60. I did have it on when I was recording, and I set a count in for 2 measures. It's super important that you use a click track when you're doing anything, but especially a Canon. Because if you start to rush or drag somewhere in the recording, even the way I did it where I'm duplicating the exact same thing, you have to remember that that first track will start rushing, but the second track and the third track haven't gotten to that yet. So they're still at that old tempo. So you get a kind of wavy, washy rhythm fluctuation. It's not great. So always play to a click track. That's a great thing just to get good at if you ever want to record your own stuff. It's not so important if you're just doing something from your bedroom, or you're just recording a live open mic session or something like that. But the minute you get in the multi-track, super important. So get good at using a metronome and listening to a click track. Experiment with Soundtrap. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions about Soundtrap, this arrangement, my setup, anything like that, feel free to let me know down in those comments. If you enjoyed this video, definitely hit that thumbs up button and let me know. I think letting me know, let me know in the comments. I think that is more important than just the thumbs up. That's a quick, you know. And check out my channel. Look at the other things that I have on there. The other covers, originals, tutorials, all of that stuff. And if you enjoy what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button with the bell notification so you can see more of this kind of stuff. Again, I'll leave the links to Soundtrap's that session, along with just a SoundCloud link that you can, if you just want to listen to it, you can do that. And I'll see you next time. Thanks so much.